Here we have a pre-owned 2018 Honda Odyssey Touring. And this one comes in the beautiful Deep Scarlet Pearl on tan leather interior. And our powertrain consists of a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And as we get around to the front here, we do get LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps and LED fog lights. Really like how they did the grille here. You've got the chrome. The badge is a little faded already, but this one has about 95,000 miles on it. And everything's kind of held up. Then down here we have 18-inch aluminum wheels. You get passive keyless entry on the front two doors. Controls for the memory seats, power door locks, power mirrors. We can lock the windows here. And then we do have one touch up and down for the driver and front passenger. And then the same for the back door as well. I just wanted to double check that. So all four windows are going to be power, one touch auto up and down. Tons of storage in the pocket here, cup holder here. Really like how they did that. And then we can open and close our doors, lift gate, lane departure, parking sensors. You can turn the forward collision alert off, traction control off. Here we have our electronic parking brake, pull to engage, and then hit the brake, press down to disengage. Automatic brake hold we can toggle there. And there we have our power driver seat with power lumbar support. Let's just open this, test it out. So I'm going to sit back here, test out the leg room. So seat in front of me is adjusted for someone of my size. Have a couple inches of headroom, but what's surprising is I can slide my feet all the way underneath this seat and my legs don't have to touch the back of the chair at all. Then here we have our DVD player. And then you can control brightness, all of that. Here's a remote for that. Rear AC controls there. Automatic. You can hook up an HDMI down here. 2 USB fast charge ports there. 2 cup holders here. Storage in the back pockets. It looks like there's quite a bit of space in the third row as well. And of course you can even slide the seat back and forth, and then you can open and close the door here, vent here, touch light there. That seems to be out, but it might just be because the door is open. I don't know, because both of them are out. That's kind of weird. I'm probably doing something wrong, but so for the trunk here, all you have to do, push that button there, you do get a power lift gate. And then you have your Honda vac here. And then the actual hose is in there. And you can lean the seat up with this here, and you can fold it flat. So really easy to use. I like that they incorporated that, because this is one of the easiest third rows I've had to use. Have a 12 volt here, a 12 volt up there, aux input. I like they have the vents down here. You get 2 cup holders, a little storage area on either side. And then you also have third row blinds back here. You just fold that down right there and hook it like that. Pretty neat, actually. And then for the second row, you can do the same thing, which I'll demonstrate. So the second row, the only thing is you have 2 hooks up here. You just hook it on there. Just harder to do when you're not staring directly at it. And then here's our front passenger seat. Just a little bit of wear on this. Like I said, it has almost 95,000 miles on it. A little stain there. Whoever's head is right there. It's kind of folded up the leather a little bit, but nothing crazy. We do get a lockable glove compartment. Pretty good size. And then same storage as the driver's seat in the door panel. But really good looking vehicle. And there's that 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, mostly covered up in there. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. To the left side we have the home button and the back button, which we can use for the digital part of the gauge cluster, as well as these two arrows here. And then we have volume controls, then we have track list, radio station controls here, Bluetooth controls here, voice recognition there, and then we can toggle our safety system here, and then the actual lane tracing system here, and then normal cruise controls, and then this is the gap adjust for that traveling distance when you're in the adaptive cruise mode. Now, for the tire pressure sensors, I don't know if they're broken or what. That's the only issue I've been having so far, is I can't see what's going on with that. And all the air seems to be good in the tires, so I don't know what's going on. But anyways, blinkers here, headlamp controls, auto mode here, fog lights, high beams, and then flash the high beams there. Now in auto mode, these will just go to automatic high beams, so you have to be an actual, have the headlamps on to use the non-auto mode. Now, for the windshield wipers, pull down for intermittent, low, high. We can adjust our intermittent mode here, and then we have our rear wiper. We can adjust that there, and then we can toggle the fluid for the rear wiper there, and then of course traditionally pull up there for the front wiper fluid. Now to the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We do get a hotspot, aux input, and USB as well. And then here we have our navigation system. So we can set our home up, put a keyword in, have saved and recents, which I really like how this is set up because it's just a really quick shortcut. And then it's like, okay, there's home there or whatever. Now for the backup camera, I like the guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel so you know what direction you're headed. And you also have the sensors that show you where they are. They can kind of gauge when you're getting close to something. And then down here we have the controls for our dual zone automatic climate control. We can control the rear as well. We hit that button and then we can toggle it there. And I like you can do it from the passenger side too, so if the passenger parent wants to control the AC while the driver is driving, it's easy for them to do that. Then we can sync that, put the auto mode on, and actually cut the fans off if we want to. Then we get 3-stage heated seats for the driver and the front passenger. Just a little bit of fading on the park button here, but obviously the buttons that are used the most, that's starting to come off. So drive, reverse, neutral, drive, then you can go into your sport mode there and use the paddle shifters, and then it'll actually show you when you're in your manual mode, which I like. Now you have your economy mode here, snow mode. You can toggle your auto stop, hazards, push button start, key fob with remote start. You can also open and close the doors from the key fob as well, and control that power lift gate. Blu-ray player is here, 12 volt here, and I like that we get a 115 volt 3-prong or 2-prong household plug-in there. And then I like this here. You can put your giant purse or whatever in the middle here when you're driving the kids to soccer practice, or you can just have a couple of DVDs stored. But you also have tons of space in here as well, and this is where your USB port and your aux input will be, right down in there. Little tray here. I'd use that for change or whatever. And then cup holders here. I like how these have kind of held up. And what I really like is if you pull up on it fast, you can kind of adjust it to that one spot. So that's neat. And then we do have a power sunroof here, which you can tilt or open all the way, one touch. And I like that it goes all the way back. Then you can one touch close it as well. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. So these are on. And the sunglasses holder. Then you can also have the mirror there to keep an eye on the kids in the back. But next, we're going to go ahead and take this 2018 Honda Odyssey Touring out on the road for a quick test drive. So the V6 definitely has a lot of pep. And the 10-speed shifts seamlessly. Now brakes are a little shaky down there. But it feels like it just either needs pads or rotors. Doesn't feel like it's a master cylinder issue, so that's good. Because it's not soft. I'm going to put it into the sport mode so I can manually shift. And actually gets up pretty well. I like the downshifts are quick. You might be able to tune this. And I like that it stops you from going into the lowest gear, and it saves that for your highway trips. I'm gonna put on all of the safety features. So I really like this system from Honda, especially because it was so early to the game. You have the lane centering here, the adaptive cruise. Just really impressed, and the ride is really good in this Odyssey as well. And I don't feel anything out of the ordinary that might have gone bad as this vehicle has aged, but really impressed. Just a little bit of wind noise, but it's starting to pick up around here as well, so that gets a good rating from me. And really the only thing is these brakes. Extremely shaky through the brake pedal. Got just a little bit of pull from the steering wheel here. Like I said, it's probably just a maintenance issue that needs to be fixed out. Yeah, like I said, biggest issue is just these brakes right now. Everything else seems to be running very smoothly, from the powertrain to just even how all the radio controls are still working. Everything seems to be in really good shape. And the only other big issue is, I'm assuming that the tire pressure sensors are broken. Somebody didn't put the tires on right or something. But I'm not 100% on it. Yeah, ride quality is very controlled. And I actually really like the steering wheel. I like vans in general just because they drive more like cars that can fit 7 to 8 people. And this here is no outlier when it comes to that. Really good driving feel here. I mean, honestly, for a 95 plus K mile car, or 95K plus mile car, just really impressed with everything other than the brakes. So if that were fixed, this would really be a dream to drive, because it does drive like new. And the leather is held up pretty well for that kind of mileage. And this is pretty high miles for a 5-6 year old vehicle, but still everything is in really, really good shape. And I'm sure this person had kids, and I'm sure they were not easy on this, so that's saying a lot. But this one's for sale. I think this one's going for $28,000 or $29,000, so just keep that in mind if you're in the market for one of these. pretty much whatever you find with this kind of miles, this trim level, that's what you can expect to pay. But I feel very confident that this would last another 200,000 miles. That's just how Hondas are, especially when you keep the oil change and take care of them. So with all this being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of this 2018 Honda Odyssey Touring.